Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will take us, once again, the PMDG 737-800 recently acquired. For a flight from Eindhoven, Netherlands to Monastir airport in Tunisia. It's about a flight time of about 2 hours and 12 minutes, I believe. Something like that. 2 hours 27 minutes airtime to be precise. We'll be cruising at altitude of 37,000 feet. We're using real world time and real world weather. Using GSX and the Airsoft simple traffic tool. And we got the Ryanair livery installed for this flight. This is not a real world operated flight, but I felt like doing it nonetheless, and it's one of the best reasons to do something sometimes. Alright, let's get rid of the thumb there and get the overlay up. We're parked here at gate Sierra 6 at Eindhoven Airport, Netherlands. Now, one interesting thing I saw earlier was there is a United Airlines parked here at Eindhoven. Seems very unlikely. Despite us using today, again, the Airsoft simple traffic tool. There's no other traffic actually visible currently. Seems a bit odd, but that's how it is. So let's get onto the flight deck. And let's just start with the boarding process, because this is somewhat of a larger plane than we usually fly. At least when it comes to the 737s. So let's start
boarding requested.
Boarding. No, let's not attach.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, both.
Crew bus is coming.
We're all very impressed, thank you very much. Okay, so ground power is available. So just start up the batteries. We align the IRS. And we turn on external power. Toggle lights, anti-collision lights.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Prepare the pilots. Alright.
Crew boarding starting.
That we already turned it on. Not sure why the screens are not starting up yet. Is it maybe because the ground power unit should be connected, right? Ground power unit released, so it is connected. Am I missing something really stupid and obvious here? Batteries are on.
Your passenger's bus is coming.
Ground power, we should have enough voltage there. Or it's just taking its time. That's cool. Alright, so that's happening. Right, then let's get our flight plan.
Passengers boarding starting.
Departure weather. Wind 230, 11 knots. 32 degrees. QNH 1017. Also get our LFP. Cost index 34, cruising 370. Average wind 217, 007. Fuel. We'll be carrying 9,000 kilograms of fuel, 9,019, of which let's say 2.1 will be final reserves plus alternate. So let's say 9.1, if we round it up, 2.1. And the routing, runway 21 will be departing from runway 21 with the LNO 6 kilo departure. And we have the runway 07 with the ATLEL 1 Romeo arrival. Let's, before we set up, let's get some more lights going on here. We're carrying 127 passengers today. So FMC, this is our model, 737-800. It looks like we have the correct direct cycle. So pausing it, we are at Echo Hotel, and our gate is Sierra. That is recognized, we can put that in there. Now the route we just requested. Spin breeze. We're giving us a reserve fuel 2.1, block fuel 9.0, zero fuel weight 54.9. So let's set the payload, set the fuel, and we select our route. Cost index 34. That is our passengers. Alright, so let's load our route. That is now inserting itself into the FMS. Could maybe set a squawk code in the meantime. Go 31, 21. They were a transponder. Thinking. No, this should be okay. 4 more minutes until the IRS are aligned. That's a little thing up here you can see. What I always turn on in the beginning. 3 more minutes. We activate our route. So it is now sitting in here in the legs page. We should have everything. Now, we do also need the departure and arrival. So the departure runway is 21. And we got the LNO 6 kilo. There's no transition, execute. Then landing runway will be ILS 07. I believe it was the ATLEL 1 Romeo. ATLEL 1 Romeo. Position Rhinos, execute. That does not apply to us, it looks like, so we just leave that. So execute, and now we should have the entire route, every single waypoint loaded into the FMC. It looks like it's actually connecting as well, although the ATLEL intercept Rhinos. We'll see about that during the flight. Alright, so performance initialization. On 0 fuel weight, 54.9. Let's go 9 on the fuel. Do we have fuel on board? We have 9.1. Let's make it 9.1. And let's also turn on the seatbelt sign. So reserve fuel will be 2.1. Cost index was 34. Cruising altitude 370. And the cruising wind, let's execute. The cruising wind was 217. 007. Position altitude 3000, that seems to be okay. Hey, Shahab. How are you doing, man? Thanks for saying hi, and thanks for coming along. No, we're not on VATSIM, this is just, we're flying offline. Transition altitude, let's have a look. Hey Gamer Pro, how are you doing, man? Nice of you to say hi too. Welcome on board, everybody. So the flight from Eindhoven to Monastir today will be about 2 hours 36 minutes airtime. Alright, so this, let's see. Transition altitude 3000 feet. And here we have our departure as well, out of runway 21, take a left turn heading 089. Then we got a bunch of waypoints that we'll just follow. Hope you're doing well, guys. Alright, so that's all confirmed, and then we can go N1 limit. And for that, hey new subscriber, thanks man, we're at 93, so now we are at, should be at 94. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. That really helps and is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. We're almost at 100, man. Alright, so to set up the performance tool, get import from home of speed, somehow that never does anything. So just runway 21, elevation here 69, runway condition will be dry. Let's import from aircraft, import weather, hectopascal, that's okay. And then we just say calculate. Now let's have a look. And another new subscriber. Oh, thanks so much, guys. Just for that, I'm going to just play my guitar just for 3 seconds for you. Thank you for subscribing. Alright, that's it, man. Be so fast. I like your name. Welcome, guys. Alright, calculate. So, acceleration height 3000, flaps 5, takeoff at 53 degrees should give us 93.7. Let's see if that actually will work out. And then V1 137, 139, 144. Mostly planes, welcome back. We're flying, Sicha, we're flying from Eindhoven to Monastir, Tunisia. Right, so that would be takeoff at, what was the degrees? 54? 53 degrees. So just go ahead and enter that there. This gives us 94.5, and we got 93.7. Let's just go by what the FNC is giving us. So then for the takeoff, we have flaps 5 takeoff. And our trim setting, it says here 5.26. That is the same, 137, 139, 144. That is actually also the same, so we can keep that. And the runway length remaining 82. So that's 82. We can just put it there. Do I stream regularly? And your voice is great. Thanks, man. Yes, I stream quite regularly, but there's been some turbulence, so I haven't streamed very recently. Or not a lot recently, but today we're doing it again. Well, almost at 100 subscribers, I know, right? Thanks for the offer, Shisha. For now, I'm good. Actually, I must say I really enjoy it. For me, it's part of the whole thing to make a little palm and everything, you know. Nearly a century of subscribers. That would be cool. Well, we're slowly getting there. Channel's slowly growing.
Passengers boarding.
And I really appreciate the support and the feedback and the interaction. It's cool, man. Let's set the QNH just using the little B button on the keyboard, 1017. That appears to be okay. So how are we with the boarding? Let's have a look at that. Well, usually it says how many. It doesn't say now, unless maybe is it. Oh, that's new. Usually it says how many passengers still are boarding, but it doesn't right now. Do you work out? No, I do not work out. I sit on my ass and I play flight simulator. Well, and I work, but and I work outside, but I mean outside of the house. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, Iksha. And how about you, Pixel? Do you work out? But let's keep things going here. Let's turn on traffic. Okay, so we have the IRS are aligned. The passengers are still boarding. Let's turn on the flight directors on both sides before we get going. And I'm just going to go straight to 37,000. That's usually like an initial altitude, right? But we're just flying ourselves here, so that's fine. There's no agency or anything. I'm from all over, man, and you know I sort of tend to like keeping it a little bit in the middle, you know. So I don't know. It's I guess it's sort of kind of privacy kind of thing, but pretty much from Europe. So right now we're in the Netherlands. Oh look, boarding is completed. And let's also turn on the no smoking sign. Let's bother with the overhead in a little bit. Where were we? Let's see, autoplus can be armed. Let's put in 250 knots. We're flying the Boeing 737 800 today, Sisha. Runway heading, I believe, is 213. So let's also just dial that in, I guess. I'm not doing everything by the book, though. You know, you should actually put the course, I believe, as well, in case you need to return to the runway or return to the airport and all that stuff. So for the overhead, so we'll set our cruising altitude 370, the pressurization, and let's start the APU. Just give it a couple of seconds. The APU, the EGT will start to rise momentarily. And we'll set up all the rest. So the fuel pumps, they can all go on. The yaw damper, we'll turn that on as well. And arm the emergency exit lights. Hydraulic pumps here. And the ropes. And the heating system. That's pretty much it now. PMDG is absolutely expensive. I totally agree. Hey, let me give you a piece of advice, because about this aircraft, I bought this recently, like, I don't know, 3 days ago or whatever. It is actually like 70 euros, but PMDG are celebrating their 28th birthday, so you get 28% discount on all your purchases there. And so I did the calculation, I had to pay like 45 euros. It's still a lot of money. But I was like, okay, you know, because I already have the 737 600 and 700, but I also would like the 800, but in the end, they're pretty much the same. And, but, so yeah, so they are expensive, and Pixel, I don't know, so Pixel saying they're expensive. Siksha, you're absolutely right, it is absolutely worth the money. And But that's also why I wanted to throw out there that currently they have, I don't know when it ends, the discount, but currently they have like a 28% discount. So should you consider buying a plane with PMDG? Then now could be a time, you know, for you to consider that, to actually do that. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done here. Let's check what the APU is doing. The EGT is stable. Let's turn on the APU bleed and then we can start taxiing. Let's quickly set up the radio panel as well for both pilots. And I think that's pretty much it. It's been a while since I've been playing, so I might be making some stupid mistakes. Let's turn on the APU generator and we can disconnect the ground power up in the overhead first. Then after doing that we can also request that they disconnect it at the ground connections. Then we should set our parking brakes. I can hear you but the voice is not coming that clearly. Maybe it's a mic problem. Really? Well, let's go check it out. I'll have a listen for myself. Stand by 1 second. No, the voice sounds fine. I'm just simulating like a headset, you know. What should I call you? Well, whatever you want, man. You can call me Arkady or Captain. It's all good. Friend. Alright. Let's get to GSX. And let's first set parking brake. Parking brake set. And prepare for pushback and departure. Now they're waiting for us to close some doors. Sometimes GSX does it on its own. It's always a little bit funny. So let's go door management, just say close all.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Cool. Let's remove the chocks too. Do you know cricket? Well, I've heard of the animal, and I've also heard of the game, like the actual game, like from the United Kingdom, I believe. Why do you ask?
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Alright, so let's have a look outside here. That lady just merged with the nose section of our aircraft. The bypass pin is inserted. There comes the tug. So the United Airlines at Eindhoven Airport is now gone. No other aircraft here now.
Locking gear.
No worries, Zigzag. Go and play outside. That's always good, man. And thanks so much for saying hi and for subscribing. And do come back. You're always welcome. See you next time, man. And have fun. And that's just what we're here for, isn't it? Just to have some fun. So pushback. Let's have a look. Runway 21. Basically, where are we? Right there. So pushback nose to the left. Nose left till right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brake release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Let's do this. Time for pushback indeed. Alright, so let's start engine number 2. We have the APU bleed on. There goes our N2. Shielding up. Okay, EGT is dropping. Let's start engine number 1. I believe this will actually be my second flight in the 737-800. Let's quickly get the fuel in there. That looks like a decent pushback. That is not always the case with GSX. Not to diss them or anything, but it's just how it is. Alright. AGT on engine number 1 is still riding.
Please set parking brakes.
Yes, ma'am. Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Well, we have good engine start, so let's confirm right now. Confirm good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So let's go to disconnect now. So we're flying from Europe to Africa.
Bypass being removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Right, that's all I needed to read. That means we can get out of here. And let's fly to Africa. So, master caution still on, the electricity. Let's turn on the main generators. And we can turn off the APU. We can also turn off the APU bleed. Let's turn on the packs. And maybe I guess these are the air temperatures, right? That's a little bit cooler. It's quite a hot day. It's like 32 degrees or something. Right, and field elevation 80, so we could maybe put it at 100. There you go. Alright, runway turn off lights, taxi lights. And before we do anything else, I think config there, that's interesting, that's new. The auto brake go to RTL, reject the takeoff, and flaps go to 5. I'm just not really sure about this, let's have a look. Not really sure about the 1.22 there, what that's trying to tell us. Doesn't look like it's necessarily wrong. This is a config. Here we have aft, forward and aft, fuel pumps. We don't have standard fuel pumps, fuel tanks, do we? Just check this out. I think so. I didn't realize. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize we had standard fuel tanks as well on the 737-800. Well, don't worry, you're still in good hands. Verify takeoff speed 137, 139, 144. And with that we should be totally good to go. So parking brake released. And let's get out of it. So our runway is actually we can get on light here I think. And by the way, for the airport Eindhoven, I'm using a custom scenery. So this is not the scenery as it is in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is actually custom scenery, just for your information. There you have the airport behind us. It's a very small airport. Okay, this was a little bit messy. Turn on the landing lights. Position strobe steady. Alright. Turn on our TCAS. And the timer. And let's get out of here. Oh, that looks like like full toga thrust. Alright, takeoff thrust set. Check. It's 137, 159.
E1. Rotate.
Rotate. We got positive right, gear up. Flaps 1. The flight time is 2 hours 26 minutes, mostly play. Flaps up. So for now, we just follow the flight directives. Speed seems to be fairly high, what don't you think? I think maybe. Oh, there you go, N1. Yeah, we're definitely overspeeding. We're doing more than 250. That's N1. Okay, let's turn on the autopilot. And that's also planing. I understand. I forgot to turn on VNAV and LNAV. There you go. Great takeoff. Thanks, man. It was a little bit messy. Look at our speed. We're 330 knots. We're overshooting our departure. I'm very happy this is offline.
Traffic.
Okay, I don't watch your traffic, man. Right, transition altitude. We can go to standard barometric pressure. That speed's going down again. It's starting to 0 knots. And you can see we were doing like 330 or something. Let's have a look outside. She's shaking in the wind, man. Okay, so this was not the best departure, I must say. Well, as I said, a disclaimer earlier, and one big great excuse. I haven't flown in a while. So, yeah, there is that. But we're flying, and we'll make it for sure. Speed is doing okay now. And just to see, we're on our way, Echo Hotel 562. That seems okay as well. Alright, so we're almost 10,000 feet. Let's clean off a little bit. The auto brake can go off. We can turn off the landing gear if you will. Landing lights can come off at 10,000. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights. Nose is dropping. It's still above 10 degrees, so let's keep the passengers strapped in for a little bit longer. Just get stabilized a little bit more. Yeah, I don't keep having this feeling like I'm forgetting something, so I probably am. But hey, as long as we're having some fun, and we don't kill ourselves or anyone else in the process, I'm good. FMC. Top of descent, 879 nautical miles. That's at 1531 Zulu. It's in about 2 hours. And the packs are still on. Actually, we should have turned them off, I believe, for the departure, but we're good. You can see we had plenty of power. Within no time we were at 330 knots, which was way too fast. Right, the nose is dropping a little bit now. And I guess we can release our passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is Captain speaking. Welcome on board flight 812 to Monastir, Tunisia. We have turned off the seatbelt sign, so you may feel free to get up from your seat and walk around. Please note, when you do return to your seat, always try and keep your seatbelt fastened, securely fastened, in case of unexpected turbulence or anything. We're expecting a flight time today of about 2 hours and 26 minutes. We're cruising at an altitude of 37,000 feet. We're currently at an altitude of 15,000 feet, which is about 4.6 kilometers. So we're still climbing. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask our cabin crew. On behalf of Ryanair and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Alright, so we got that out of the way as well. Unfortunately, we do not see the passengers sitting inside. I don't know what is up with that. I also think we cannot open the door to the flight deck. That's a bit of a shame, especially for 70 euros. Oh, I clicked something there. What the hell is that? Not too sure about that. I'm scared of clicking it. But things are beginning to look a little bit more stable. So let's get our leg stage on our way to Sotley, 1 mile. Should be flight level 185, 300 feet, 300 knots. Speed is there, 185 is also there. So it looks like we're doing well. That is our top of climb. That is shortly before Limgo. Does that waypoint really say Dick? Okay, I'm not gonna touch that one. Right, so we are now 8 minutes into the flight. see the after takeoff checklist. So the flaps are up, no green lights. Stabilizer trim, totally forgot to set our trim. The engine bleeds are on, the Paxel on auto, landing gear is off and off, the flaps up, no lights. Yeah, there you go. So as I said, a little bit messy. Most of it takes so much for for complimenting me on the takeoff. And I do agree that the takeoff roll itself, it looks fine. And then shortly after is when things started to go awry a little bit. But hey. Well, you think the passengers would mind if the pilot would maybe drink like one glass of red wine? Because we don't want to land drunk, you know. That's going to be disastrous. So we do still have plenty of iced tea. We're getting a fuel warning now, and that's probably to do with the center fuel tanks being emptied, and they're sitting at 0. So I think this stays on probably until we turn off the fuel pumps here at low pressure. And there it's gone. On our way to Elmo. 22 miles, speed 300, flight level 285. So yeah, that's the 737-800 by PMDG. So arrival weather, still a little bit early. 030, 10 knots, 32 degrees, just like Eindhoven. QNH 1014, a few clouds, 2,300, nothing too crazy. And here we are. Next to Maastricht and Liège in Belgium. We're now 11 minutes into the flight. We're already empty out the center fuel tanks, which had only like 1.22, I believe, so hardly anything. I do like the camera views that come with the PMDG. If like the wings like this, I don't like this. These external things I really don't care too much about. I'm usually mostly interested in the wing views, like something immersive, you know. These are pretty cool next to the engine. A little bit more in the front of the engine. And this is my favorite, just sitting there at the window, just slightly behind the wing. I'm curious Forecast, let's have a look at that in a little bit. Actually, do it right now, so I don't forget. So request descent wind. But I wanted to look at a little bit of the configuration for the aircraft, because the menu offers a lot of options. Did I not press request, or my brain just way too quick? Okay, let's load them in. And let's execute. Top descent scheduled 1531. 850 nautical miles. So let's go menu and FS actions. Nope. PMDG setup. Aircraft equipment. It can say plus 100. Nothing approaching minimum, so I like that one. I'm used to it. I think I like these call outs for 100 and 200 feet as well. HTS, that's if you say yes, then you will get, up here you will get a, oops, how do I click this down? Oops, there you go. You get a little heads-up display. I never really like using them with 30,000 now, but I guess it's something to get used to maybe. So let's not use it. And do we have the eyebrow windows? No. So I think we can select it as well, which is pretty cool. Eyebrow windows, yes, if you do that. Come on man, don't give me the little arrows. I was expecting this thing to go. I guess I screwed up there. Stand by. Eyebrow windows, yes. Let's uninstall. There you go. There is the eyebrow windows. Give a little bit more light in the cockpit. That looks cool. Anything else? Cutoff switch down, new or old? Not really sure what that means. Window shades, yes. That would always be nice. Flight tablets, yes please. Wi-Fi, well, let's install it. Probably doesn't do anything, I don't know. Return, and then there's some other options. Displays, I think we should go options and then simulation. Better minimum, let's go to the, so we got the realistic parking brake, that's what I want. And I guess the rest should be fine. A whole bunch of options there that you can use. IRS options should probably realistic. There you go. Okay, cool. So we go back menu and we put this on descent. So 1531. Almost at cruising altitude. We're now flight level 334 or 340. Excuse me. Top of climb coming up. Now, I'm curious about our arrival. We have runway 07 ILS approach. Let's pull up the chart for that one. Approach, ILS or localizer, runway 07. Let's have a sip of the iced tea. arrival. ATLEL will be coming from here, ATLEL, and there's like a arc going around the VOR there, the Monastir VOR, and then runway 07 from Rhinos. So after Rhinos is on here as well. So that's yeah, that's looking good. Let's put some range rings. So Rhinos, we should be at 3,000 feet, and then the glide slope will take us down at 6.3 nautical miles from MON. We need MIS, which is the ILS identifier. So 6 nautical miles. Now, ILS glide slope for localizers, descent angle 3 degrees. Okay, it looks steep, or maybe it's just a little bit short of the distance there. So what does this look like on our navigation display? So we go plan. We zoom in a little bit more. We're almost at cruising altitude, as you could hear. Okay, so ADRIL. There's our ATLEL. There's the arc. I'm not sure what this means, intercept. Let's keep going. It is actually going to Rhinos, although this does look a little bit funny. Let's put a range link around the runway. We'll go to the fixed page. Wait, I think we can get the navigation display here in the middle as well. There you go. This might help us a little bit. So we go fixed page. Excuse me. 6 miles. But we also want a runway, extended runway center line. So 071. So that will be 270 to 251. So 251 at 6 miles. And then we can also do 251. Let's say 15 miles, just for a little buffer. Now we zoom out. You can see now we have the extended runway center line. That will really help. This is taking us closer than 50 nautical miles, so we cross the 50 miles range ring, and we fly the arc to Rhinos, and I think it's saying that it wants to, it needs this to line up with that waypoint there. I don't know. We'll just see how that goes. So this can go back to map, and I actually believe the range was a bit bigger. Right, 37,000, so we're at our cruising altitude. And there's no step climbs or anything, we're just sitting here chilling at 370 for a while. The top of descent is in about 1 hour and 40 minutes. So yeah, curious to see how that's going to play out. So after Rhinos, you could see it sort of was expecting to have to make a little turn there. We'll see how that's going to work. Otherwise, we could always maybe create a waypoint off of Rhinos. But let's just try and see what they want. For ILS approach, descent on glide path, I think. below FAF, altitude is not permitted until passing final approach fix. Right, DORDME is required. Let's enter the ILS frequency, 109.9. And we set 251 for the reciprocal. Let me just double check. I have to. The 519 is 251, okay. So that's our runway, 9,700 feet. Runway 07, so we'll vacate probably at Bravo, or we'll have to backtrack at the end of the runway and then exit Bravo. Just 25 minutes to the flight. So the runway heading is 071. Let's just put that in as well. I don't think you should do it right now in real world operations, right? In case you need to divert or anything. I can imagine you don't want, you don't want to contaminate your course window, I guess. So that's it, we're just chilling now. She does look to have a bit of a nose-up attitude. So sitting at about, I don't know, 3 degrees or something. I need to tune it and I don't feel like tuning it, so we put it away. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. We've got a little bit of a headwind. 8 knots, that's not too crazy. Let's go to the progress page. So we're expected to land with 3.1 thousand kilograms of fuel in our tanks. Nav status. Cool. So top of descent scheduled still 1531. Speed restraints, we can actually go 250 knots below 100, but let's keep it at 240. weather request grayed out. Alright, so I'll be stepping off into the galley for a little bit, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Right, so we're back. Let's get back to the flight deck. Looks like the Alps are awaiting us there. So we got Switzerland coming up. So I might be getting some turbulence over the Alps. Let's set up some other things in anticipation of our landing. If we go to our final approach chart, we can see a localizer for Mike India Sierra 109.9. We have that 109.9. 071 degrees. That is the final approach course. And then the glide slope will start to take us down at 6.3 nautical miles from the Monastir VOR. Hey, welcome back, Fiksha. So we're at cruising altitude now. And just entering some landing data. So 071 degrees, 109.9 from Mike India Sierra, or 6.3 nautical miles from Monastir VOR. And that's where the glide slope will start at 1900 feet. So that will be the altitude that we'll put in the window. 1900, we'll put it there before we start descending. Now, decision altitude. I'm never quite sure which one to take, but I think we'll just take 300 feet, so it should be okay. So to enter that, go radio altitude. And see, and we find 300. We're doing a lot of preparation already. Use SimBrief. You know, yes, I'm using SimBrief. Yes, I create all my flights on SimBrief. You know, flight gear. No, what is flight gear, Siksha? I haven't heard of that, I think. Is that also like a flight planner? That kind of thing? Like a flight planning tool, maybe, like SimBrief? No, SimBrief is very popular, and I guess with a good reason as well. They make quite sturdy flight plans, and when you use those on that sim, that's usually always okay. It's just that the controllers might have some different SIDs or stars, but usually the flight plans are fine. Like in the old days when I was flying combat sim in FSX, which is like I don't know, 20 years ago or something. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, you know, so usually I would just enter some flight plan, and they would always like mess it up for me. It was just, they didn't mess it up, I was just not understanding how it worked. Flight gear is a flight simulator. Oh really? Oh really? No, I didn't know that. I know there's an X-plane and PV3 or something. I think, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator. I didn't know flight gear, and that's for Windows as well. Yes, we're just chilling 37,000. The Alps are coming up right there. I'm curious to see if we'll experience some turbulence once we fly over those. And let's see, where are the window shades? They don't make any sound. That's funny. Do we have window shades here too? That would be cool. Maybe they're tucked way down here. There you go. And then we just go on this little rail. There you go. Yeah, so we're pretty much set up for the landing data. We have the decision altitude, 300 feet, so radio meaning above the surface. 109.9071. The QNH was 1014 last time we checked. 1014, so let's check again. We do have a new weather report. Wind is 070 at 9 knots. Variable from 010 to 090. Visibility 10 miles. Fuel clouds at 2,600 feet. 32 degrees. Monastir Airport. I'm going to get rid of this sucker. So top of descent 621 nautical miles, 1531. That's in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's so cool. In the middle of summer we see snow. Let's turn on the lane. I think we can also turn on weather maybe. The fuel flow is looking good, 1.08 per engine. Let me actually start up the sky dolly for recording the landing. Slightly premature, obviously. We haven't even started our descent yet. But just so it's ready for us in the background. So speed 0.79 Mach. That's all according to plan at AKASU and 76 miles out of 370. This is just a cruising phase. So we're now flying over Switzerland. Where we at Basel. Oops, it doesn't like that. Lugano. Genoa. And then Tunisia. So ATLEL, that's the start of our arrival to Rhinos. Seems a bit short, so let's see how it's going to work out. Hey Pixel, welcome back. But we're still flying. We're flying over Switzerland right now, and we can see the Alps coming really close here. Now we have another aircraft. See if we can look at those. like there's another Ryanair. That's sweet. What planes do you have in your fleet? Pixel is asking. Well, Pixel, I have a shitload of planes in my fleet. I have, off the top of my head, PMDG 737, 600, 700 and 800. I have the PMDG 777F and the PMDG 777 300ER. I have the DC-6, also by PMDG. I'm also flying the MD-11 by TFDI design, one of my favorite planes. I have the Phoenix Airbus A320. I have a bunch of general aviation aircraft by Just Flight, for instance. I have the Piper Arrow and the Piper Warrior. I have the A2A simulations Piper Comanche 250, I believe. Really, I have like a lot of planes. it's insane. Let's see if I think I have an overview here. Let's have a look. I have the Twin Otter by Aerosoft. I have the Piston Duke and the Turbine Duke. I have the Black Square, I believe they're called, the TBM 850. I have the Carenado PA44 Seminole, the Cessna 337 Skymaster, the Cowles DA42, I have the Vision Jet by FFX, I have the Flight Simware Cessna 414AW, that's one of my favorite general aviation aircraft. I got the Optica by Godfriend. I have tons of aircraft, man. And I have the CRJ as well. The Learjet 35A, Just Flight, the Fokker F-28. I could go on, probably extremely boring. So the CRJ, the freeware, the fly-by-wire A380. The Just Flight 146 and the RJ. I have the ATR. And those are like a bunch of my aircraft. Yeah, it's quite a list. Sometimes I'm not sure if I should be proud or just consider myself insane. Then you should fly the Phoenix A320 and the PMDG. Does your PC allow you to run for a longer time so you can do long-haul flights? Yes, absolutely. I have some long-haul flights. Every now and then I do long-haul, like a long-haul series with all these Zs, because then I just go to bed and rest myself, have a little beauty sleep. I fly every now and then. I will fly the 777 or the MD-11, and I do some long-haul flights. Yes, for sure. And I just leave the PC running, and usually it's fine. I think I had one time I had a flight, a long-haul flight. I don't know from where, but I flew to Hong Kong. I think it was to Hong Kong, and the stream was longer than 12 hours. But it didn't save after a certain point, I believe. When you're streaming, it saves up to 12 hours, and that's it. It just cuts off. You could still watch it live, but it would not save. So all my live streams, pretty much all of them are all saved on the channel as well. Shiksha, yeah, sure. The 777 to India or Melbourne. Well, yeah, maybe between India and Melbourne. That sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. I'll check with simply how long the flight would be from from Melbourne to somewhere in India, let's say New Delhi or something, you know. think my Xbox 360 controller is hungry for some new batteries, but keeps dying on me. And obviously we do not want this to happen during the final approach, let alone the actual landing. So let me quickly take care of that. Here we go, sweet controller. Nom, 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 nom. That's nice, isn't it? Nice fresh juice. And there she works again. Right, we're flying over the Alps now. Turbulence seems actually okay. Doesn't seem like it's very turbulent here. But that's a good idea, Six Shot. India, Melbourne. I'm just gonna make a little note of this. And then I can look into that later. Thanks for the suggestion. And recently I started a Discord channel. The link, there's like an invitation link in the description. But I'm a total Discord noob, I must say. But if you are interested, give it a try. See if you can join or anything. I'm not really sure how it all works. What is your computer? Yeah, it's a desktop. It's like I don't think it has like a brand or anything. And these specs are in my profile. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have 6 gigabytes of VRAM, so for the GPU. Or sorry, for yeah, the graphics processing. I'm thinking ground power here on the GPU. So for the graphics card, 6 gigabytes. And not really sure of the processor. I think it's actually i5. So it's not like a super enormous beast or anything, but it's definitely a step up from the. I had an Acer laptop before that, which was quite fine, but this one's absolutely it's a lot more. It's a lot stronger. Let me see if I have the specifications, if I can find them. It's pretty much what I said though. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's Intel Core i5 12400F for Foxtrot, and then NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050, 6 gigabytes, and then I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And that works fine actually for Flight Simulator. Oh, something happening. On our way to AirTEV in 149 nautical miles. And is that the top of descent that I'm seeing right there? Top of descent is at 525 nautical miles, so I don't think that could be. It's a little bit hard to see. That looks like the top of descent, for sure. So what's the range that this sucker can display then? Excuse me, I'm getting all over the place. Okay, so 640 nautical miles, so that makes sense. Right, cool, so top of descent is at least coming into view. We'll start our descent in about 1 hour and 10 minutes at 1531 Zulu. And then let's fly this plane to Monastir. It looks like we're getting some moisture here in the air. Not sure if we'll be getting a warning if we should actually turn on the anti-ice or not. If you download flight gear, we can fly together. Oh, that's cute. Oh, you have Mac. Cannot afford a flight simulator, like a flight simulator, so we could do flight gear, but just like it's not comparable to. Oh no, flight gear has decent graphics. Alright, okay. And so flight gear is also available on PC then, I guess. I must say I'm pretty content with flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know. And I know myself, if I would get involved in another flight sim, I would dive into that. And probably if it's, if it doesn't really compare to Flight Simulator 2020, probably I'm not going to be using it. But I'm thinking you could probably with flight gear still fly on that sim, right? So in that sense, we could still you could like join me for a flight or something, you know. And just you'll be flying on flight gear, I'll be flying on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then we share the network. After installing plane add-ons from GitHub, it's really realistic. Go out, check it out. I haven't heard of it. Just telling the aircraft touchable. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Like you mean like they look really good? The aircraft are touchable, like they look very realistic. That could make sense. A little bit of clouds here, but nothing too crazy. In terms of precipitation, the weather radar is not showing anything. So the terrain or weather, so is it either or? Let's see, so we do get terrain readout now. Like the keys you can touch and they will work. I might be lost a little bit. Pixel, I don't even have a computer, so I will watch stream of you two playing. That's cool, man. Oh, so you're watching on your phone or a tablet or something? Is that Pixel? Alright, okay. Just like Flight Simulator, realistic. Yeah, realistic, that's what you want, right? For the simulator. So what type of aircraft do you like flying, Siksha? Like airliners or general aviation, single prop, turbo prop? What would be your favorite aircraft? We're now 56 minutes into the flight. Top of descent is coming up, but it's still like 1 hour and 6 minutes from here. Airliners for sure. Okay. Yeah, airliners are awesome, man. And any airliner like in particular that you like the best? Well, so terrain-wise, I guess we're good. So I'm wondering if I turn on weather, yeah, that will go at the cost of terrain. Okay, so we cannot have weather, both weather and terrain on. I'm also going to turn off the weather actually. A320, 777, 300ER, 787, 809. Cool. I have never flown the 787. I would like to. The 777-300ER is a beautiful plane. I absolutely love flying that sucker. My favorite planes, I think pretty much the Boeing 737s and the Boeing 777 and the MD-11. Those are, I think, my favorites. The MD-11 is holds like a sort of a special place, I must say. The MD-11 is just so old school. It's such a cool plane. It sounds cool. It looks cool, both inside and outside. It's just one great machine, really. That will probably be quite high on the top of my list. 787 is amazing. Yeah, I've heard that, Siksha. I would love to fly that one day. I would also be interested, I believe PMDG are developing the 747. I would like that one as well. I do have the 747 salty simulations, but I never really fly it. And I must say I've become quite snobbish. I mean, not like attitude-wise, you know. I'm just a dumb mother effer like everybody else, or regular, not dumb. But I mean, I've been so spoiled with these, with all these payware aircraft, where basically every little button works. That the moment I get into an aircraft, and for instance, you have these two FMCs, FMC1 and FMC2, and I really need them to work independently from each other. And sometimes you will see with these sort of like cheaper or free versions, if you put FMC1, for instance, on the progress page, it will go to the progress page here on FMC2 as well, you know, stuff like that. I really started getting used to airplanes like being really simulated very nicely, and so in that sense, I think that's maybe why I'm not flying the 747 by salty simulations. Although, you know, not to this guy, because he's putting a lot of work on that as far as I know, right? So, and definitely makes a huge difference to the one by a Sobo, which is hardly flyable, I guess. Wait 3 minutes, go to check your channel. I'm not going anywhere, Sicha. You just have fun and go check my channel, man. Thanks so much. Right, so top of descent, 1 hour and 2 minutes. We're actually 1 hour into the flight now. Okay, mostly plates. This question was just asked like 2 minutes ago. It's okay. I would say the MD-11 is really one of my favorites, and the 777-300ER by PMDG is also one of my favorites. Do you have a favorite airplane yourself, mostly planes? And if so, I'm curious to hear what it is. And just a little household alert, I see that my iced tea is finished. I did that myself, obviously. So I'll be stepping off into the galley for like a minute, and I'll be back, guys. So, 1 moment please, and I'll go get a refreshing iced tea. Alright, so iced tea is refreshed. Let's get back to the flight deck. B2 and the A340. What's the B2? No, I've never flown the A350 myself. Pixel A350, okay. Cool, so we got some Airbus and some Boeing. Spirit bomber. Man, what's that again? Let's see if I can look that up. B2 Spirit bomber. I have heard of it. B2 Spirit bomber. I'm just looking this up. Oh, that looks cool. Yes. It's the aircraft that's shaped like a bird from the side view. The B2 Spirit, often referred to as the stealth bomber, is a strategic bomber renowned for its stealth capabilities and long-range heavy payload delivery. Built by Northrop Grumman, it can penetrate even the most advanced air defenses to deliver both conventional and nuclear munitions. Yeah, warfare sucks ass, but the planes are definitely cool. I'm not gonna lie about that. Where are we now? Italy. let's do a little weather update for Monastir. So this was issued at 13:30 Zulu. Then we got 1/2 hour later, 1400 Zulu, 07010 knots. Fuel clouds now 2600, still 32 degrees. QNH still 1014. My favorite airline? I don't know if I actually have a favorite airline. When it comes to like liveries, I like retro liveries. Like I have Alitalia livery for the ND11, for instance. It's really nice. But I don't think I have like any specific airline that I would favor or anything. No. It's real. Yes, it's real world time, real world weather, pixel path. Yes, for sure. Usually on my streams, it's pretty much always real world time and real world weather. I see there's a little. Oh, there's another aircraft there flying. Let's see what they are. That looks also like a Ryanair. That's the second Ryanair we've encountered. I don't know, is that Edelweiss maybe? Flying to Switzerland? Not really sure. Yeah, I think it's Edelweiss, isn't it? Yeah, cool. That's pretty sweet. So they're probably flying to Switzerland. My favorite airline is Volotea. Who are they? I'm sorry if I'm really ignorant right now. Air India and for domestic Indigo. Oh, there's a funny domestic carrier for South Africa, Mango, and I also have the Mango livery for this one, for the 737-800, and they're like totally orange, and I believe they had. I'm not sure if they still fly, but I remember like some 10 years ago, maybe some more. They had some really funny commercials. Spanish airline. I like it because of their livery. Volotea. I'm gonna look it up. Volotea Airline. Images. Ah, okay. With a little checkered tail. Looks a little bit like yeah, that looks cute, and I like how they have the checkered colors also on the engines. That's done really nice. Right, so we're officially under 1 hour from our descent. Qantas, what airlines fly the most? That's a good one. I've been doing a lot of American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, KLM, quite a bunch of Ryanair. Actually, I fly so much. Yeah, there's a bunch of airlines that I've flown on the channel. If you go look at the channel, there's like, I don't know, more than 350 videos or something. 377 videos. So you can see that there's a lot of... usually what I like to do is to just try and stay sort of true to, you know, what airline would fly where, you know. So I don't think I would fly EasyJet in the United States or something, you know. Oh, so you live stream plane spotting mostly planes? Well, it's too cloudy. That's a shame, man. 3 more to hit 100. I saw that. We're at 97. Thank you guys so much, man. And that is so cool. I saw that earlier, but right now it's at 97. There's another airplane, I can't see this. Identify yourself. Who are they? Not sure if I recognize this. So, most of the place, so I'll check your channel. I think I subscribed actually. Let me just check now. Yes, I am subscribed. And live plane spotting. Yeah, that's so cool, man. Okay, so today yeah, so today it's cloudy. That's a shame. Eurowings Discover. No, that didn't look like Emirates. There's another aircraft coming there. Actually, look at that. I really like the feature that you can just zoom in like this. But it's not really quite working, is it? That's pretty close. It's sort of a challenge with one hand using the little stick, the other hand using the plus-minus key. I think it's the same as you saw earlier. So that's then the Eurowings Discover? Another Eurowings, yeah, okay, there you go. Alright, cool, man. Alright, so what's our fuel doing? 1.11 per engine. Where did our wind go? Why is it no longer showing the wind here? It was showing the wind earlier. It is not doing it now. Anyway, our fuel 5.2, and if we go to the progress page, we can see we're still expecting 3.1 thousand kilograms of fuel upon arrival. Arpan Raiput, hello bro, I'm your... Really? I hit 100? Oh, thanks so much guys. And Arpan, congratulations man. That's so funny. That's so sweet, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to have to sing for you for like 3 seconds or something. Let me just come up with some nonsense here. Subscribers reached today. 100 subscribers I reached today. Thanks to you all, thanks to you all. Subscribers. Thank you guys. 100 subscribers. Let's go for 1,000. Thanks guys. Bro, you remember the stream. Yeah, for sure. And I don't even have to remember because it's I always save all my streams, pretty much all my streams on my channel anyway. Yeah, that's me singing, man, and playing. First you thought it was AI. No, it's actually just me, man. And let's see, for instance, this is yeah, man. Totally forgetting forgetting to look at the screen. What's happening outside? So I think Sardinia is coming up there. Yep. I think this is Sardinia, or no, wait. Yeah, I think this one's Sardinia. And Corsica, or is it the other way around? My topography is not great. No, I don't play music as a profession, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. I don't know if it's cool to do it as a profession. Maybe it'll take the fun out of it. But it's to express myself. Yeah. And it's also fun. Sometimes, like some streams, I will just step away for a little bit to just play some guitar or maybe play piano. And yeah, it's healthy, man. You have to have an outlet. And but basically, streaming, obviously, it's not like an art form, you know, like per se, like you know, like music or painting or whatever. But for me, that is actually, I must say, for me, streaming is actually a, what do you call that? Actually, it's an artistic outlet for me. Both artistic and expression, you know. You need 1,000 to monetize. Yeah, you need like a lot. Yeah. I must say I've looked into it. I mean, didn't study it, but every now and then when I'm on my app or something, I check. Okay, so I hit the little monetization button, knowing like, dude, this is, you know, this is way too premature. Just to sort of get some idea. And wow, man. Thanks so much, guys. I can't believe I reached 100 subscribers. It's really sweet. Thank you so much, really. Really, it's really cool. We started the stream with 93 today. And if we're at 100, that's just cool. I shared your channel to all my friends who like planes. Ah, motion planes. That's so cool, man. Thank you so very much. Should work out. What do you do for workouts, Sisha? Like you go running or like lifting weights, rowing? Let's look outside. Well, the aircraft's still in one piece. We still have two wings on each side. Or, well, let's say one wing on each side. Unless you count these as wings as well, then two wings on each side. Alright, so time 14:45. Top of descent 2 minutes earlier now. 15:29 and 334 nautical miles. Current fuel 5,000 and expected upon landing 3.1. Calisthenics, body weight workouts, push-ups, pull-ups, squats. Wow, that's cool. And it's very healthy for your brain too. You get a very, oh, you know, you get some good dopamine. And it can actually, there's like lots of, for instance, stand-up comedians or whatever, they might just go running for like 5 or 10 kilometers, whatever, before they have a gig, just so they have some creativity, you know, in a natural kind of way. Right, so we are getting a little bit closer. Time is 14:47, so we should have the 14:30 weather report now. This is at 1400, so let's refresh, and then we get 14:30. The wind still 070, that's a headwind, 11 knots, that's quite windy. We have 10 nautical miles visibility, or 10 kilometers I believe this was. A few clouds, 2,600 feet. It's gone up 1 degree, 33 degrees. QNH is still sitting at 1014. So what I'll do now is I'll just pre-dial 1014. We will have to check before we start actually descending. There is the corner, as you can see. But we're now still STD on standard. This is not sexual transmitted disease. It stands for standard, obviously. Plan to run, but the schedule doesn't allow me because I have to, well, study is also good, man. It's a good brain workout. And it will open lots of doors for you. Whichever chance you get to get smarter, use it. You know? Got another airplane there. Let's go and investigate. Or rather just spy on them. No, there's not anything yet. Well, that looks like Ghost Airline. Nope, no clue. Maybe it's the B2. What does lock and app do? You mean these for lock and app? So when we get close to landing, lock stands for localizer, so if we arm the localizer, the autopilot will tune to the localizer frequency, which we set here, 109.9. Actually, we set it down here. And it will align the aircraft in a lateral way, so that it has a straight line, straight on the center line. That's what the lock for localizer does. And then the app is this button here. Let me show you a little bit closer. So the app button, that's the actual approach. Usually you will first arm the localizer so that the aircraft will align itself in a lateral way, if you will. And then once you're good, you will start to see here, and we'll see this in a little bit, you will start to see the glide slope intercept coming down and down and down and down and down as you're descending. And then before it reaches like 0, you have to press the approach, and that will take down the airplane following the glide slope from this point in a 3-degree slope. In this case it's 3 degrees, you can see that right here, and that's usually the case. So that's in short what that does. The NW Volanta, it means network that we're using is Volanta. It doesn't mean that we're flying on Volanta, but Volanta is something I discovered some time ago when I wanted to... what Volanta does, basically, it's a map, and you can see all kinds of flights that people are flying on Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I like to put my flight there as well, so just you can follow. It's mostly maybe interesting for when I'm doing long-haul flights, but I felt like just putting it in every stream now, you know. But that's what, so the NW stands for network. So there's some connection to some network called Volanta. And that's pretty much what I know about it. Yeah, and there you go, yeah, what most planes saying, it makes you be able to track this flight. I think maybe Luke, a FR-24, I think I'm lost. That's the top of descent, almost 30 minutes from now. We do have a descent checklist. Let's have a look at some things. So let's, for instance, what is the transition altitude? We are now at standard pressure. So transition altitude 6,000 feet. So this one we cannot put anywhere, we'll just have to remember. Airport elevation is 9, so it's pretty much sea level. And we can set this up right now. Oops, it's for pressurization. So transition now to 6000. And for the rest, basically, we're already set up. We'll fly in on a 13 nautical mile DME arc around the Monastir DOR, as you can see right here. That's this little curve right here. It will take us to the initial approach fix, Rhinos, where we'll take a left turn. And that's basically the point where we'll turn on the localizer. The localizer button. The localizer is already turned on, it's at the airport. And that will align the aircraft with this heading. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, man. And then with the capital L, you know, it looks like actually like a name, you know, like I think it may be like a FR24. Oh, flight. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I now understand. Like flight radar 24. Yeah. Yes, that's spot on. Most of the planes. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, you know, to just be able to at least follow some of the flights. It's probably most interesting when doing long haul, you know. So we're now 1 hour 25 minutes into the flight. Our fuel 4.7, fuel flow 1.12, 1.13. That's all looking okay. Top of descent 1529, 270 nautical miles. I think I can zoom in a little bit, can't we? Top of descent coming up there after ABDAB. Let's have a look at the map, see where we are. Alright, so we still have a bit to go. And time, do we have the time up here as well? I think we should. 16:45, 14:50, 54. Yeah, so the next weather report will be at 1500 UTC. So descent checklist, pressurization should be at landing altitude. We've set that. Recall, we'll check that then. The auto brake, landing data, we've entered everything. Approach briefing, excuse me, has been completed as well. We're not going to check this now because it's not time. So we're just going to have to do things in the correct order. But you know, usually during these cruising stages, it's always interesting to already get some preparation. You also saw that after landing we will vacate the runway to the left. That's where the airport area will be, the apron. So we'll be landing on runway 07, 071 degrees. And hopefully we can make it in time and we can exit left on Bravo. And that will get us to the main apron area. Sometimes there might be some interesting things on these charts, like a bird activity or whatever. 180-degree turns on the runway permitted on turning pads only. Wide turns are recommended. Runway 07 has a right hand circuit. Okay, so they're basically saying, let's say you stop right here and you want to do a 180, that's not allowed. You have to drive to the end of the runway, to the turning area, what do they call it? Turning pad. So you drive to the turning pad and they recommend a wide circle. And then we backtrack. But hopefully we don't need that. The runway is 9,744 feet. This is the 737-800, so it might need a little bit more, require a little bit more distance than the 737-600 and 700. So that's been flying mostly. But we'll see how it's going to go down. So we're flying to the north of Africa. Well, still it's intercontinental. We're flying from Europe to Africa. There are some minor differences with the 737-600 and 700, I must say. As I said, it's like the second time I think I'm flying this one, the 800. So I haven't discovered everything yet, but mostly they're just Boeings. They're pretty much the same, right? It's just some things are maybe slightly different. Like one thing I noticed during engine start was these fuel cut-off switches. They look, it's like the different type of design, but it works the same, but it's just different than in the 737-6 and 700, for instance. You have these more like elongated shaped buttons or switches, and these are the round ones. It's like really minor little details. But there are some differences, such as this here nozzle steering. I don't think I've ever seen this before. But let's keep it at norm. I think here is some ground proximity warning system things that you can turn off. They're not all at norm, but yeah, you could, for instance, terrain inhibit. So I think if you turn that on, and it will not shout at you saying terrain, something like that, you know. But let's just let's not mess with that. Let's not forget to record the landing, because I always like to upload a little landing replay after streaming. What's this saying? Let's get up close and personal, below glide slope. I think you can press to inhibit. I think. I can see you're playing with Valenta. Yeah. There you go, man. That's so cool. Yeah, you can see actually how super busy it is. How many people are flying. Some kind of flight simulator at one moment. It's insane. It's almost like you're looking at yeah, what most planes said. Right? Like as if you're looking at flight radar. There's so many planes in the sky, and same goes for the well, let's say the virtual skies. And thanks again for hitting the 100 subscribers, guys. Really. I noticed the channel's been getting quite a lot of views lately. I think it started after uploading, what do you call them? After uploading the landing replay videos. Would I be able to give you a flight request? I don't know exactly what you mean, mostly planes. You can always request something here, if that's what you mean. Earlier there was this, could you go Istanbul, Atatürk to Skiathos, Greece? Yeah, absolutely. Let me make a note. Now, do note that in a different stream. Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah, I've made a note of it, and I'll definitely consider. I also got the idea from Melbourne to India, or India to Melbourne, with the 777. Yeah, that's cool, and I like to have some suggestions for sure. The Atatürk Airport in Istanbul is no longer being used by commercial airlines. They have built a new airport to the north, pretty much in a straight line to the north from the old airport. So, but if you feel like, Arkady, I don't care, I would like you to really to fly from Atatürk to Skiathos, then I'll just take off from Atatürk. No worries at all. It's my favorite Turkish airport in any case. Yes, it is still in Microsoft Flight Simulator. A very good question, though. Yes, it is in there. And the new airport, I believe the new airport sort of is in Flight Simulator, but it only has like 3 runways or something. It looks a little bit funny. So for the new airport I installed a custom scenery for that. Yeah, so the new airport is obviously also an option, but if you're like, no, I want you to fly from Atatürk, then we'll just fly from Atatürk, you know. So that could be cool. I believe the Skiathos is, I think that's a very hard approach if I'm correct. So I might look really stupid flying that, but it's interesting. I'll definitely look into that, man. Pixel, I have to go. Only 3 batteries. Oh, okay. Bye, mate. See you later, man. Thanks so much for saying hi, for subscribing, and for the ideas and everything, and for for joining and making the cruise a little bit more dynamic. Thanks so much, and you take care of yourself, Pixel. And once again, I really love your name, Pixel Past. It rings very good. I'll catch you later, dude. That's 1503. 1529 will be top of descent. So it's in about, I don't know, 25 minutes. And let's fly to Monastir. Do you own the A319? No, I do not. I have the Phoenix A320, but I could use the Phoenix A320 for that. It's funny, it's picking up some DME here from something called ISM. So there is some station below us somewhere which has the same frequency, 109.9, and it's just picking up the DME. I think ISM VR1 is on. I'm not sure. That would be cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, as I said, I'm not sure how it's going to go down, because I believe the Skiathos approach is somewhat of a challenge. Not sure how I'll manage that, but definitely going to try, man. I don't think I've flown there on the channel, so in that sense it's also very interesting, to just go ahead and do it. And sometimes we learn by making mistakes, Like once I was flying on Vatsim, and apparently there was this huge event going on, and I had no clue. I just figured like, well, I'm just going to fly on Vatsim, and I noticed it was busy, and all the stations were there. I just figured, I don't know, it's Saturday afternoon, everybody's flying this every day, every weekend. But no, it appears there was an event. But I made a mistake. After takeoff, I did not check with ATC what I was supposed to do. So I decided to just assume, which obviously resulted into, I was flying Turkish Airlines. Turkish 812, you are continuously not following my instructions. What's the reason for that, sir? Man, I felt so ashamed. So ashamed. It was so funny. And, the guy was right. Like, he's wondering, and he said, like, dude, this is like a, well, he didn't say dude, he was very polite. He was saying this is a big event, and, we're trying to keep the traffic separated. Yeah, so that was a little bit embarrassing for sure. I don't think the guy particularly liked me or something. There's the plane, let's see. What is that? Blue at the front, white in the back. Not sure if I know that one. Moscow Paint, you have any idea? not sure if you could see it. If you're glued to your screen right now, but it looks like it's blue in the front and white in the back. And there it goes. Gonna go eat quickly, come back fast. Don't worry, I'll be here. Ah, cool, man. Enjoy your meal. Shiksha, take your time, man. Take your time and take care of yourself. And I'll see you later. Right, so 1 hour 39 minutes into the flight. Still cruising altitude, 37,000, and our top of descent is in about 20 minutes. It is 15:08. Let's see if we have a latest weather update now. This was issued 14:30. And it's not come through yet. Oh, I think I accidentally put my flaps on one. So let's immediately retract them. Just hit the button there. So the flaps are up. Okay. Right, so top of descent after ABDAB. Fuel still predicted 3.1, so that hasn't changed. We expect to arrive at 15:54. Yeah, so we'll have so we'll have 2 more weather updates. Let's see if the weather has updated already now, actually. Still 14:30. The INSF page, we will see the final approach speed. For flap 30, we'll have 141 knots. And then there's a wind correction of 5 knots, so that's 146. That's a nice view. So I think we will touch down before golden hour. It's always nice if you touch down during golden hour. Everything just looks sort of magical, you know, like in some soft orange kind of gold color. And I must say, Microsoft Flight Simulator has a really nice lighting effects like that, you know, it always looks very cool. Back to the flight deck. Let's see if we have our weather report now. It's 15:12, 14:30. No, sorry, Bob, not yet. But it looks like the weather is not really changing. The wind is from the 070, which is perfect. The straight headwind for us. Just a little bit windy, 11 knots, but we have good visibility. And just a couple of clouds at 2,600 feet. The temperature has gone up from 32 to 33. The QNH is 1014. Do we have a... Yes, there we are, 1500. 070, 12 knots, a little bit more windy. Clouds are still there. 1 degree less again, back to 32. QNH is now 1013, which is basically standard. Let's just immediately adjust. 1013 hectopascal. Alright, 1512. 126 nautical miles, 1529 will be our descent time. So what is that, 16 minutes? So maybe we do a little bit more preparation. Well, we've pretty much done everything. The glide slope intercept altitude was 1900 feet, so let's have a look at the chart here to confirm. 1900. So that's basically what I'll just put in the window, and I will do this now. And I still want to fly the 777 to Belfast City Airport, because I was flying this on the channel once, and then during the flight I realized, oops, this aircraft might be too big to land there. But then, so I made like a super like careful approach, like final approach, and I stopped like well before the end of the runway. So I figured I can probably just fly that anyway. How much flight time left now? The top of descent will be in about 15 minutes, and then we'll land at 15:54 Zulu. So that's about 40 minutes until we land. Yeah. Top of descent coming up right there. About 100 miles to go. Let's also maybe set the final approach speed for now. So flaps 30. 141 should give us 146. And that's also reflected here in the FMC. Yeah, and then we'll fly to Africa. Yeah, the sun's still high. We will not be landing. We'll be landing in daylight and not in twilight or golden hour. For how long have you been into aviation? Wow. Well, the flight simming I've been doing. I don't know. There used to be this MS-DOS game, F-19, which is hardly to be called a flight simulator, but it was an airplane. I think that was the first sort of simulator, which was like around 1992 or something. And then at some point I got the Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think 2004 or 89, I think. But I've really been getting a lot more enthusiastic a couple of years ago, I think in 20 or 21, when this simulator came out. So we will get a new weather report at 15:30, at least it will be issued, but you could see we get it quite late. So we'll get it, let's say, 15:40, which is about 15 minutes before we land. So we will have the latest weather right before we land. But we will be already, we have started our descent, will be quite low. Top of descent is under 100 nautical miles now. It's 92 miles at 15:29. So still sort of on schedule. Actually 2 minutes earlier than it was during the beginning of the flight. looks like our wind indicator is back. So which auto brake will we use? I think we'll use auto brake 1. It's the runway isn't all that long. Sorry, it's not that short. It's almost 3 kilometers. So I think we'll use auto brake 1. So let's 83 miles. Have a look at the descent checklist. Pressurization should be at landing altitude. It should be 0, which is sea level. Recall. Everything looking okay. The auto brake, we just set it to 1. Landing data VREF minimums. So we have currently VREF speed 141, plus 5 for wind correction 146. We have 109.9 and we have 071 for the final approach course. We also put it in the box on the captain and on the first officer side. And we have the decision altitude 300 feet above the airport, above the ground, above the surface. I think that is the landing data, including the pressure, which is 1013. Then approach briefing must be completed. Well, we've briefed ourselves for the approach already. If we go over it quickly, we can see it's fairly simple. We'll just be flying to ATLEL. From ATLEL to this waypoint, 50 nautical miles from the Monastir VOR. Then we'll take a overflight, and then we'll take a right turn and we'll fly the ARC. Hopefully the aircraft will do it. Don't forget to check out flight gear. Yeah, that's a good one. Let me make a note of that. There you go. Now I never do go-arounds, but I always try to look at it. So go-around will take you turning right to Lamto. There's a holding pattern there. So when there's a missed approach, you climb straight ahead to 600 feet. Then you turn right to intercept and follow outbound, I think it's outbound radio, it was inbound radio, 116, to join Lamto, holding at 3000 feet, and then as directed. So then you, a max speed 210 knots. So basically, turn right heading 116, yeah, to Lamto. So maybe we could put Lamto in there, but actually, let's see. This should actually be in the FCC as well. Here's the runway. In case you ever go around, 600 feet, and then you take a right turn to intercept 161 to Lamto, and then at Lamto there's a holding pattern, 210 or below at 3000. So that all seems to work out. Now, interesting thing maybe, check the altitudes, because sometimes it will say above or below and stuff. And 3000 or above. Let's aim for 3000 precisely. So let's do /3000. Head rhinos. See if this affects our top of descent. 1529. Don't think so. It's a lot better. So the aircraft will not be satisfied at 4000 or something, and then during the final approach you have to lose like another 1000 feet or something, you know, which will then increase your speed and destabilize your approach. So we don't want that. So I'm going for 3000, spot on right there. Now we have 146 based on, so the final approach speed based on 141, but we are still burning some fuel. We're down to 3.7, we expect to land with 3.1, so the aircraft thinks we're going to be burning another 600 kilograms of fuel, that's it. look at the InnoRef page. It's now down to 140. So let's immediately update. So final approach speed now 140 knots. Thoughts on X-plane? I don't know. I have no experience with X-plane. I believe the X-plane 12 is the current one, and from what I heard, I think it's actually really good. But I have no experience with it at all. I had a job, like really long ago, and there was this demo for X-plane, which I downloaded, and I couldn't figure it out at all, but I was stupid back then. I didn't really know what to do. But I heard it's a very good simulator. Do you have experience with it yourself? So VRF speed now 140, so we should have 145. Let's get rid of the yoke for a second. So we go to the legs page. 145 is right there. Right, so 5 more minutes and we'll start our descent. 40 nautical miles. And yeah, if we go by the descent checklist, we are totally good to go. Pressurization is landing altitude recall, it's been checked, auto brake is at 1, landing data at 11 minutes, approach briefing. And then finally there will be approach. Basically we set the altimeters, we do this at 6,000 feet. Only on Android since F-Flight Gear. Ah yeah, because of the Mac. Actually, the X-plane version that I was talking about, this was on a Mac. I was working at the job and they had only Macs there. And yeah, so that's what I installed it on. So it wasn't at home or anything, it was really like at my work. I had a job but I could just do that, I just had to be present. Right, so 15:25, so we'll touch down in about 30 minutes. Top of descent coming up. We're still FMC speed, LNAV, VNAV path. And we have 1900 feet altitude entered in the window. Since LNAV is, VNAV is active, once we fly over the T/D that we see right there, top of descent, the aircraft should go nose down automatically and just descend on its own. And it will not stop until it reaches 1900, with one exception. In the meantime, there might be some constraints which it will still respect. But basically this is pretty much automated, so. Oh, you're going to ask you that for the simulator? That would be so cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't know, I really love Microsoft Flight Simulator. And as I said earlier, I've been so spoiled with these PMDG aircraft and the Phoenix, the TFDI design MD-11, the CRJ. Just Flight has some really cool aircraft as well. Like all the buttons work, you know. So immersion is really cool. Right, so on our way to Economy, so we're now at ABDAB. Top of descent, 20 miles. Buying a laptop, so maybe I get Xbox Pass. I will. Yeah, cool. Do they have free airplanes? Yes. There is fly-by-wire. They're called fly-by-wire, and they have developed the A380, the Airbus A380, and the Airbus A320. And they are very, very good aircraft. They are seriously very, very good aircraft. Go check those out. They don't cost a single cent. You can just download them for free. These people developed these aircraft just out of love for aviation, you know, and that is just commendable. that is just so cool. They're not like, we want some money for this. I mean, they put some love in there, some time in there, some effort in there, you know, and they just offer their products for free, which is unheard of. And yeah, so I think that makes them very, very cool people, if you know what I mean. How do I download the A380 and 20? You go to, let me see if I can find the link for you. Fly-by-wire A380, for instance. I think they have an installer that you then can install, and through the installer, you know, you can install the aircraft. I'll share the link in the chat here with you. There you go. And yeah, then you can download the installer most of the planes, and through the installer you can install both aircraft. I have flown the A380 on the channel a couple of times, but it's quite heavy on my computer. But not only on mine, I must say. It's apparently it's just simply, yeah, it's quite heavy for lots of people. You're welcome, man. You're welcome, most of the place. All right, top of descent is coming up here. 2 miles, 1.8, 1.7, counting down. We're at 1529. In about 10 minutes we'll check the latest weather report, and that will be the weather report that we'll be using for our landing. And it looks like we've made it to Africa, right in front of us. Retard is saying the top of descent started. Look at that. Or not the top of descent, it has been reached and the descent has started. Sometimes semantics are interesting. I actually never used this one. Arkady coming up. Just go back to what I'm used to, so I don't have to get myself all nervous. But yeah, man, looks like we're here. Tunisia, right in front of us. You can refresh, but there will be no new report yet. Since we start descending, let me start the recording sky dolly, so I don't have to think about it later. So that's recording. So what we'll do, we will wait for the latest weather report. It's approximately 1540 or 42, whatever. And then we'll strap in the passengers, and we'll have the cabin announcement. And we'll further prepare for landing. We're now 2 hours, 2 minutes into the flight. Fuel 3.4. Let's check the ERTEV. We're still 140 knots for the approach, and don't think that will change. And we're still expected to have 3.1 thousand kilograms of fuel when we land, so we're burning another 300.
Traffic.
I'm not sure if I see them. So that's ATLEL, we'll take a right turn, then we'll fly the DME arc. (1532). Against better judgment, we could see if there's a new weather report received yet, but no. Usually it comes through like 10 minutes later. Vertical deviation is okay. If anything, we're slightly high, but there is no values here, so this is all okay. But let's definitely keep an eye on that. What I heard is that the 737-800, which I'm now flying for the second time only, tends to slow down a little bit more, with a little bit more of a challenge than the 737-6 and 700 that I usually fly on the channel. So we'll have to keep on monitoring that. We're a little bit below the profile now, the vertical descent profile, but I'm not complaining. This should be okay. Let's quickly check the arrival chart, see if there's any ATLEL max 230 knots, max flight level 100. I think this is for the, this applies to the holding pattern at ATLEL. So that's Africa for us today. 32 degrees. Get back to the flight deck. We're still nicely on the vertical profile, that's looking good. At ADRIL in 8.6 miles, we should be speed 277. Flight level 235. You can see here we are spot on, targeting 277. Time 15:34, so we'll land in about 20 minutes. Right, so on our way to ATLEL now, from ADRIL. And from ATLEL we'll go to the 50 nautical miles point, and then we'll take a, we'll overfly it, and then we'll take a right turn to fly the DME arc. Let's do one more check for the approach speed, 140, that has not changed. Recall all clear. ATLEL 277 149. Do you like ATR? Yes, I have the ATR. I don't fly it very often. But that's actually an interesting idea to fly that. I think I've flown it on the channel maybe once or twice, not really sure. But yes, it's a cool aircraft. Time 15:37. Let's see if there's any weather report. No, sorry, Bob, not yet. 19,000 feet. ATLEL in 14.2 miles. Time 15:38. We do not have new weather. Just keep refreshing. So transition altitude to 6,000 feet. I would really like to have that weather report now and to strap in our passengers. 07012 knots. It hasn't changed. QNH 1013. Alright, let's turn on the seatbelt sign. Let's also start the APU. No weather updates yet. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. As you may have noticed, we have started our descent. Please return to your seats and make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive at Monastir Airport in approximately 15 minutes from now. The weather is calm, it's 32 degrees centigrade. And there's a few clouds only, and it's a little bit windy. But we're expecting a smooth landing. On behalf of Ryanair and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Alright, so we got at least the cabin announcement out of the way. So on our way to Delta Oscar 110. Let's see where that new weather report is. It's not yet available. Have I flown to Asia? Yes, absolutely. I've flown to... There's quite a lot on the channel, I think, all live streams. One favorite is Hong Kong. I just love Hong Kong. I've never been there myself, really. But, yeah, but Hong Kong just looks so cool, man. We got master caution. Why? It's not saying why. I don't understand. Let's have a look here. We're a little bit low, which is okay. But that would not set off the caution here, I think. Our yaw damper is still on. Let's put the engine start switches to continuous relight. Seatbelt signs are on. I don't think we ever turned off the APU bleed. We can turn that off now. Although I don't think that's... well, maybe it was, I don't know. So it's going to be an interesting approach. Let's see if we'll make it. 11,000 feet. Let's check for the latest weather. There you go. Wind 09012 knots. Few clouds, 2,600 feet, 32 degrees. QNH is back to 1014. 1014 set. Passing 10,000 feet, so let's turn on the landing lights. Yeah, we're almost there, man. The highest watching, like you mean like most people watching at one time? Because I have like videos that have like 2,500 views, but I think during a live stream maybe 6 or something. This is a really small channel, you know. But thanks to you guys, it's getting a little bit bigger. And once again, thank you so much for hitting that 100 subscribers. It's definitely a little milestone for the channel, you know. Right, 10,000 feet, and we're taking the right turn here. So it's saying intercept. We have DME now, 14.1 nautical mile from the localize. Looks like we are still on profile, so that's always good. Speed is targeting 240 knots. Rhinos 227. It seems like a high speed. You should make videos too. Yeah, I make landing videos, so you can check them out. I have a playlist with all my landing videos. And after this flight, I'm recording currently. I'm not recording a video like this, but I'm recording with a program called Sky Dolly, and that will allow you to record all the inputs that you do. So you press this button, you press that button, the engines are doing this, the engines are doing that, and that's all recording, and then I play it back in the simulator live, if you will, and that I record video. And then I go edit. So I have multiple camera angles, so it looks a little bit nicer. Right, we're getting close, man. It looks like it's still holding the arc here, so that's good to see. So 6,000 feet is the transition altitude. We're now at standard, which is very close to 1014, which is the local pressure. Standard is 1013, so that's hardly any difference. We're still nicely on the vertical profile, so that's good news. And I think we're actually at Beam the airport right now. At 12 miles, 13 miles. That standard is getting amber, so let's just switch over to local pressure, 1014. We might be a little bit high now, not too much, but I will extend speed brakes for a moment, just to bleed off that little difference there. Nothing too crazy. Speed brakes retracted. Right, so approach checklist, well, complete. Altimeters, so engine start switches for landing should be continuous relight. We already done that. For both engines. Speed brake armed. We'll do this on final approach. Landing gear should then be down. Flaps green light. So we'll do a flap 30 landing. speed holding steady, 240 knots. I'm thinking for a second, if we keep going straight a little bit longer, and then take a left turn, we might have a slightly better approach. Runway 07. So basically we'll be following this line, and then here's our runway, and that's 07. And I'm thinking we should maybe go to heading select for a little bit. So we keep going straight for a little bit longer. Hopefully that's not going to mess anything up. Cool, man. So Rhinos, we should be 3,000 feet, speed 227. So for now, temporarily, we're at the heading select. So we're following the heading bug, which is at 194. Just so that we have a little less of a sharp angle to turn left. You can see the aircraft will need to deviate quite a bit from the center line. Alright, let's go back to lateral navigation. Because I think we're actually we're already overflying. Well, that's just stupid. Let's arm the localizer now. So localizer is armed, not in white, not yet captured. And actually what I just did is nonsense because I was too late. So we're already overflying, so we might as well have went to heading select material. RDME, 15.3 miles. Give us our glide slope. And we're at 14.5 nautical miles. Yeah, the localizer, it's amazing when it works. It obviously pretty much always works. What's the aircraft trying to do now, guys? Why is it turning to the right? Let's
2500.
Go ahead and select for a second. It's not the prettiest approach. The glide slope is getting quite close now. 4 lock, so localizer intercepted. There you go, that's what I want. Let's go flaps 1. And let's arm the approach. Arm the speed brake. We're almost there, man, absolutely. There's the runway. Glide slope intercept. And let's drop our gear. We're at 6.4 nautical miles. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. $140. Turn on the runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. Flaps 5. Let's go final approach speed, 145. And we go flaps 30. Alright, turn off the autopilot.
Approaching minimums.
So runway.
Minimums.
Continue. Idle.
20.
Flare.
10.
I was over flaring a little bit. Set her down. Oh. Welcome to Monastir, everybody. Full reverse. With a bit of tail braking too, and maybe we can make exit Bravo to the left. Engines idle, flaps up, speed brakes retracted. We'll take a left turn here and we'll vacate. Alright, so now what the deal is with all the aircraft here. It's looking very interesting. Let's take a left turn. Yes, touchdown. We made it, man. Thanks so much, guys, for flying along. And once again, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for helping with the with the reaching 100 subscribers. Looks a little bit scary, doesn't it? Look. So let's stay a little bit to the left of the yellow line there. Yes, I think the landing wasn't all that bad actually. It was better than my first landing with the 737-800. That's also on the landing replay playlist that's on the channel. And I was floating a little bit, but fortunately we still set it down. And we did not have to backtrack either. Yeah, so let's just turn right here and settle down. Okay, overshooting a little bit, I think. Can we still make it? I have to compensate a little. Well, here we are. Welcome to Africa. Welcome to Monastir. I'll take it. Right, so parking brake. Set. And here we are, man. So it's the PMDG 757-800 taking us from Eindhoven to Monastir today. It looks like she made it in one piece from Western Europe to Northern Africa. Right, man. Tisha, was a pleasant flight. Now we'll deboard the plane and sleep now. Oh, you sleep well, my friend. And yeah, I will end the stream and we'll start editing a landing replay video and upload that shortly. Everybody, thank you very much for hitting the 100 subscribers. This is absolutely appreciated. Very sweet. And thanks for keeping me company during the cruise, and for the engagement, and for the ideas of flying from Melbourne to India or reverse in the 777-300ER, and from Istanbul to Greece. Thank you so much, guys, and everybody stay funky, keep your loved ones close, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye. Bye.